Mass Effect has had a good number of theories over the years. A few years ago, I uploaded a video on the dark energy theory. I recommend giving that one a look, but today we're going to be talking about another popular theory, the indoctrination theory. We're going to talk about what the theory is and how it was later debunked. Let's not waste any time and let's get into this. To start off, let's go over what the indoctrination theory is about. The concept is that Commander Shepard has already been indoctrinated by the time they reach the Crucible at the end of the game, and that the events after being attacked by Harbinger are all within Shepard's mind. Harbinger then tries to fully indoctrinate Shepard through the Star Child dream sequence, and by choosing the destroy option, Shepard is able to break free from Harbinger's control. There is a post that was uploaded not too long after the game's release that details the arguments that fans made towards supporting the theory, and counter arguments as to why the theory couldn't work. The first argument is that during the charge towards the conduit on Earth, Shepard is hit by Harbinger's beam and passes out. At this time, Harbinger attempts to indoctrinate Shepard, and this takes place in the dream sequence, where the player tries to break free of the indoctrination attempt by choosing to destroy the Reapers. The counter argument is that it goes against what was explained to us about indoctrination. Rana the Noctis explained how it works back on Virmire in Mass Effect 1.
Signal's not exactly the right word. There's some kind of energy field emanating from the ship. It changes thought patterns. Over time, days, maybe a week, it weakens your will. You become easier to manipulate and control, but it's a degenerative condition. There's a balance between control and usefulness. The less freedom a subject maintains, the less capable it becomes. Sovereign's signal is too strong. Spend too much time near the ship and you feel it, like a tingle at the back of the skull. It's like a whisper you can't quite hear. You're compelled to do things, but you don't know why. You just obey. Eventually, you just stop thinking for yourself.
The mental damage from indoctrination is severe and permanent. Remember the captured Solarians on Virmire? Those poor bastards were basically mindless husks, who either attacked Shepard or just stood around waiting for orders. We have seen some folks who were able to fight back against the indoctrination, but only for a short time. In the end, it is absolute. There was never any mention of dream sequences or vivid hallucinations. The infected did feel like they were being watched and had hallucinations of ghostly presences, but nothing as vivid as what Shepard saw. Indoctrination isn't a process that fails. Whether you're fully indoctrinated or not depends on how useful the Reapers see you. You're essentially a slave who is in control of your own actions. Shepard was in control of their own actions except for one part. The closest we get to Shepard being controlled is when the Elusive Man was controlling them for that brief moment, and it ends the moment Elusive dies. But the thing is, if Shepard had been truly indoctrinated, they would have been like, oh, Elusive here. This man thought he could control the Reapers, not knowing that he himself had been indoctrinated for a while. Come to think of it, if Shepard had truly been indoctrinated, this ending wouldn't have even happened. Shepard would have been Harbingers back outside. But let's move on to the next argument. The other two possible endings, Control and Synthesis, are traps laid by the Reapers, and if chosen, complete the indoctrination, leading to bad endings. The Control ending reflects the Elusive Man's views, and the Synthesis ending reflects Saren's views. This argument relies on the assumption that the Catalyst is lying to us about their intentions. If that were the case, the Destroy option wouldn't make any sense, as that option would mean screwing them and the Reapers over. Also, I wouldn't call these endings particularly bad, as the Reapers are stopped either way. However, they are unfulfilling to the player as our Shepard dies, making for a bittersweet ending. The Destroy option could be seen as bad, as we lose the synthetics, poor Geth and Edie, and Shepard's fate is in the air since they are partially synthetic, but we can see that Shepard is still alive and breathing thanks to the extended cut. For how long is the question, since their implants are no longer working, but there is still hope there. So each ending has its drawbacks, but in the end, Destroy gives you a happier ending. Since there are so many inconsistencies and plot holes regarding the ending sequence, it's obvious that there is something else going on because BioWare wouldn't screw up this bad deliberately. I mean, yeah, the game was rushed, and that usually doesn't bode well for a game, especially towards the end of them. We know they screwed up in that regard. It could have been better, but it is what it is. There's not much to this argument, let's move on. The child at the beginning of the game is a part of the indoctrination, as are Shepard's dreams. Supporters of the indoctrination theory claim that the child isn't real since Shepard is the only person who has interacted with them. However, in the opening sequence, it's pretty clear that the shuttle waits for the child to get in before taking off and getting blown up by the Reaper. The dreams are a result of Shepard's deteriorating mental state. The losses and sacrifices have started to get to Shepard, and this is manifesting itself through their nightmares. Shepard has a nightmare every time an important character dies. He has the first one after the child dies, then Mordin, and later Thane. In the dreams, Shepard chases after the child, but is never able to save him from the flames. We also see the ghost of many faceless civilians and soldiers who have died along the way. All of that death would get to somebody eventually. Successfully breaking the indoctrination causes Shepard to wake up in London, where he has been all along. Again, indoctrination can't be broken. Once the Reapers have you, they have you. Characters who have been indoctrinated are only able to break the grass for a short moment, usually only long enough to apologize and commit suicide or be killed. But Nezia's death still hurts to this day. Even if it were possible for Shepard to break out of the indoctrination, they wouldn't be themselves. They would essentially be a husk with nothing to guide them. Since this doesn't properly conclude the Mass Effect story, it means that BioWare is holding back some secret real ending DLC, which they'll surprise us with that wraps up the plot in a pretty little bow. This is the 2012 part of this thread, because that never happened. We did get the extended cut later that showed Shepard breathing underneath the rubble, so it was better than nothing. And finally, other arguments include Shepard's eyes, scars during the Control ending, the fact that the Destroy ending is the only ending that results in Shepard waking up, and that his pistol has infinite ammo during the ending sequence. Well, for the Control ending, yeah, because their body is being broken down and its essence is what's controlling the Reapers. The Destroy ending is the only one that would allow them to have a chance of living. Synthesis? Well, essentially the same as Control, except that when the body is broken down and its essence is used to merge synthetic and organic life. As far as waking up with the Destroy ending, yeah, Shepard can wake up in London, but first the Destroy option has to be picked, and a certain level of total military strength has to be reached, otherwise every other option results in their death. For the infinite ammo scene, that's just for gameplay purposes. It will make more sense to continue the story instead of risking a game over. The indoctrination theory is an interesting theory, however the theory goes against what is established about indoctrination. The main reason I never believed this theory is because of that reason. Indoctrination is supposed to be permanent, right? So even if Shepard managed to break the Reaper's control, they would never be the same. They would essentially be a husk just waiting for orders. And if Harbinger really wanted to take over Shepard's mind, it would just happen. There wouldn't be a dream sequence for it. Chris Hepler, a writer for BioWare, said that the theory isn't true, but he also stated that he likes it as well. Hepler explains that the indoctrination theory is a really interesting theory, but it's entirely created by the fans. While we made some of the ending a little trippy because Shepard is a breath away from dying, it's entirely possible that there is some subconscious power to the kid's words. We've never had the sort of meetings you need to properly seed it through the game. We weren't that smart. By all means, make mods and write fanfic about it and enjoy whatever floats your boat, because it's a cool way to interpret the game, but it wasn't our intention. We didn't write that. What do you guys think about the indoctrination theory? What is your opinion on it? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel tremendously, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
DJ SonicFreak.